Have you ever wondered what dark secrets lie buried beneath our feet? The past isn't always as peaceful as we imagine. In fact, for many prehistoric societies, it was a time of brutal and shocking rituals. Let's delve into the dark history of human sacrifice. This wasn't just a one-off event in a single tribe. From the sun-drenched pyramids of the Aztecs to the misty shores of early Europe, human sacrifice was a shockingly common practice. It was deeply woven into the fabric of daily life and religion for countless ancient cultures. But how do we know this? The proof is in the ground. Archaeologists have unearthed chilling evidence that paints a grim picture of our ancestors' beliefs. In Peru, for example, the Mocha culture left behind the mutilated remains of war captives, their bodies telling a story of a violent end. Even more disturbing is the discovery related to the Chima culture. Imagine this: a mass grave containing the skeletons of over 140 children and 200 young llamas. Scientific analysis confirmed they were all sacrificed in a single, massive ceremony. It's hard to comprehend, but it was their reality. So, why would they do this? The reasons were as varied as the cultures themselves. Most often, these rituals were desperate pleas to powerful, often bloodthirsty gods. They sacrificed people to ensure a successful harvest, to bring rain during a drought, or to guarantee victory in war. Sacrifices were also a show of power. When a king or high priest died, servants, wives, and even family members were sometimes sacrificed to accompany them into the afterlife, serving them for eternity. Imagine a funeral where your own life was part of the tribute. The methods used were just as horrifying as the reasons behind them. Victims could face strangulation, beheading, or even dismemberment. The Aztecs were infamous for a specific ritual where priests would cut the still-beating heart from a living person's chest as an offering to the sun god. It's a brutal reminder of how different their worldview was from our own. Studying these dark practices isn't just about sensationalism. It opens a unique, albeit disturbing, window into the past. It shows us the complex belief systems, the rigid social hierarchies, and the deep-seated fears that governed these ancient societies. Human sacrifice reveals what our ancestors valued most, and what they feared above all else. It's a stark look at the extreme lengths people would go to in order to make sense of a dangerous and unpredictable world. Ever stared up at the stars and wondered about our ancient ancestors? We often picture them as simple hunter-gatherers, but the truth is far more complex and, in some cases, terrifyingly dark. Let's journey back in time to uncover one of history's most chilling practices: human sacrifice. You might think human sacrifice was a rare, shocking event, but archaeological evidence tells a different story. From the soaring pyramids of Mesoamerica to the misty bogs of ancient Europe, this brutal ritual was alarmingly common. It wasn't just a handful of cultures. It was a global phenomenon that spanned millennia, a dark thread woven into the fabric of early human society. Imagine being an archaeologist in Peru, uncovering a site from the Mocha culture. You don't just find pottery and tools. You find the mutilated skeletons of war captives, their bones telling a story of a violent, ritualistic end. Then, you move to another site, this one belonging to the Chima people. The horror intensifies. Here, the remains of over 140 children and 200 young llamas lie together, victims of what is believed to be the largest single child sacrifice event in history. This wasn't an abstract concept. It was a grim, tangible reality. Why would they do this? Why sacrifice their own people, even their children? The reasons were deeply tied to their worldview, a world teeming with powerful, often terrifying gods. For many cultures, these deities demanded the ultimate price to ensure a good harvest, to win a crucial battle, or to stop a devastating flood. The blood of the sacrificed was seen as a way to nourish the earth and appease angry gods. A desperate transaction for survival. But it wasn't just about appeasing gods. Sacrifice also reinforced social power. When a powerful chief or king died, he wasn't expected to travel to the afterlife alone. Servants, wives, and warriors were often sacrificed to accompany their master, their lives bound to his even in death. Recent discoveries have even pointed to familial sacrifices during funerals, a truly heartbreaking glimpse into the customs that governed life and death. The methods used were as diverse as the cultures that practiced them, and each one was more gruesome than the last. In some rituals, victims were strangled with cords. In others, they were dismembered. Perhaps most famously, with cultures like the Aztecs, priests would cut the still-beating heart from a living person's chest as an offering to the sun god. It's a level of brutality that's hard for us to comprehend today. These shocking practices open a dark window into the past. They reveal the profound fears that haunted our ancestors: fear of starvation, fear of nature, fear of the unknown. They also show us the rigid social hierarchies and the immense power wielded by priests and rulers who could command life and death. It's a sobering reminder that the journey of human civilization was not always one of straightforward progress. It was a long, often bloody, path out of the darkness. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive into our shadowed past. It's a difficult topic, but understanding it helps us appreciate how far we've come. If you found this journey into history fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations of the human story. See you next time. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the shadows of history. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into our incredible past.